Okay, the question is, what is this thing? It is the incredible Malco C1. I bought these when I was building my house, and these are for duct work. What they do is they put the crimp in the end of the male part so it's smaller and fits here. Now this is a piece of ductwork that's flexible. I don't know why. I think I bought this like 4-inch piece for welding gases to build like a welding extractor, and I just never used it. But let's say you had a piece of this that was 3 feet long or 6 feet long and you need to cut it down. Well, when you cut it down, now you've lost, at least on one end, you've lost this. And so with this device, you can make those things. And you know, it was an expensive tool. It may have been $25, but super worth it if you've got some work to do. Let's try it out. So here's a piece of sheet metal that I have that I think is thicker. It's steel. It looks like it's about 30 thou. The edge of this has been folded over double, and it's 40. So this is aluminum and probably 20 thou. Anyway, this piece of steel can get these crimps in it, like so. So you could go around and shrink, and essentially you're making that edge. Check test. So I built this platform, and just now I ran these bolts through so that the lift, I could lift it up in this way. It's less likely to slide with these studs sticking out. If you drive you drive something up here onto this when it's on the ground, if it pulls it, these studs will stand. Seems to be pretty good. The whole thing is maybe overbuilt, I'm not sure. And then there's this trap door for the center for when you want to, get up and mostly this is for lawn tractors and maybe motorcycles, which I found. Oh, and of course, go-karts. Stay tuned. So this is the amazing Toro 1132 SnowBlower, and I got this on Facebook for very little money. It's in great shape. The thing that's odd about it is, if I show you this video, you go, okay, yeah, that's a snowblower, right? But this thing is 50% bigger. It feels 50% bigger than the average snowblower. You stand next to it, you suddenly are 12 years old because everything feels larger. I'll put my foot up to the wheel. Maybe that doesn't seem very big to you, but those are size 14 shoes. You can see how big this wheel is. It's almost the size of a car tire, of a small car tire. Anyway, this is an oldie, and the controls are not typical. It has 2 levers, and all they are kill switches. There's a kill switch and a kill switch. And if you don't have your hand held on at least one of these, if you let go, the engine kills. So now you say, well, how do I start the thing? Well, there's a lockout here. Here it is right here. If you have it in neutral, that's the same as having one of these held down. So it's in neutral. Also, you can't, I don't think you can start it with the auger engaged. It says off. Where's off? There's off. And it says control levers must be in N and off to start engine. So this has to be off. This has to be in neutral. Then you come around here and you yank it. Whoa. Oh, and the choke is way down here. If I can show you that. Here's your choke. You push this down and it goes, it starts, and then it sounds really rough, and you slowly move that up. This is the throttle, and it won't start or run when it's in idle. You have to have it up here, which makes me think the idle circuit doesn't work. There's something, that's the first issue, is I don't think it idles well. You have to have it sort of kicked up. And my theory is the idle circuit is clogged in the carburetor. I probably will watch some Musty One videos, one of my favorite YouTubers, Musty One, to figure out how to fix that, if that is the problem. The other problem is this thing has these are clutches. Oop, I'm zooming in, sorry. These are clutches. This is a clutch for the left wheel. When you pull it out, the left wheel is no longer driven. It's the same on the right wheel, but you can see it's not connected. This one's broken, and the right wheel is no longer driven, only the left wheel. Here are the parts that were given to me in a plastic bag with the SnowBlower. That appears to be some kind of roll pin, or I don't know. Let me look at it. It looks like it snapped. It was a pin that snapped off. Okay. This stuff here is for mounting a cab that covers you when you use the SnowBlower, or at least this is what I was told. So, anyway, back to this. Let's see. Oh, okay. There is a Woodruff key that I think went somewhere. No, actually, I don't know if that is I don't know what kind of key that is. That went in. This appears to be the collar and the lever that's used to slide this in and out, and then these teeth engage. I think it's all here. So I think it engages here on this shaft, and then this probably engages on the wheel. And what's nice about this whole setup is I'm pretty darn sure it's identical on the side that works, so I won't have to go, oh my God, I don't know how this works, I don't understand it. This appears to have been brutalized. It tore loose and went around and around. I'm going to try to probably clean this, heat it, and bend it back. Maybe get it working. I'm not sure. Will it work? So, this is one of the issues. Looks like the whole back half and front half of the SnowBlower it's not tight. There's a real looseness there. Here's the pulley system. And it actually looks like it's in good condition. The belts look pretty good. They're not shredded or anything. But these are those bolts that are loose. I know I can't. There we go. These bolts are loose, and there's no lock washers or anything on them at all. Kind of surprising. So, yeah, it's a Nice grade 5 bolt. You can tell by the 3 lines on the top. And the threads here, where the metal is shearing back and forth, are, yeah, they're kind of getting messed up, but. Okay. So I tightened it on both sides. Let's see how it goes now. So that's what I did. I put a washer on top, which I probably don't need to do. And that is a split washer, a lock washer on the other side on that grade 5 bolt. Now I did the same thing, if I can show it to you. Same thing over there. Got to zoom out a little bit. So, one issue seems to be solved. So this is the side. This is the side that works. That's interesting. Let's spend a few minutes examining the clutch. Well, that's the mechanism that's missing on the other side. That's what I've got to figure out. So here's the roller. I'm taking the roller and the pin out, and I think the pin is kind of bent. Before yeah, you see how it's pretty bent. So before I start torching the main bracket, I wanted to take this apart because I thought this might get damaged. here is the next tool. I'm going to show you the whole thing. Obviously shop made. What is it? What's it for? How do you use it? I think you could use this in a number of different ways. I'll show you next time.